Hello world! Welcome back to another Tenable CTF 2022 write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through the web challenge notes. Let's get into it. We were using our professor's S3 bucket for free storage for our wares, and to steal any secrets he had uploaded, but he shut us out. We know that the credentials are still somewhere on the host, our professor's username is professor. Maybe we can find access again. Username aburns, password mess with the best. Alright, so they give us the URL to connect to, so let's go ahead and, well, I guess log in, huh? aburns and then mess with the best. Okay, so now we're taken to a page that says take notes. Please note, because someone got queued and started uploading a bunch of junk to the class S3 bucket, we removed that feature. AWS isn't cheap. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's just play around with it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it renders a PDF. So what does that tell us? Well, there must be something we can do to render something we want to see to the PDF, if that makes sense. So maybe something on the back end. Now, I found that latex is one thing that if it is indeed processing latex, which we can easily test, then we can actually read files from the file system. And we can do that with the command I found in the latex documentation right here, \input and then the file name. So why don't we try that? And let's just do it with good old /etc password. And sure enough, it works. Okay, so now we know that this is susceptible to like a latex injection, if you want to call it. I don't know what the official name of it is. But how are we going to get the, what are we looking for? The credentials for his S3 bucket. Well, they must be located somewhere if he has AWS installed on his system. So if we just go to the AWS documentation, we can see that the credentials are stored in the home directory .aws. And professor is bolded because it's the username. So what do we want to print out? We want to print out /home/professor/ and then it's .aws/credentials. And hopefully that'll render for us. Indeed it has. Now it's a bit finicky when you try to copy and paste this from a PDF, so I have it pre-copied into another text file for when we need it, which will be in a second here, because what we're going to do is now connect to that S3 bucket. How are we going to do that? Well, let me open up my Kali box. And what we're going to do is you have to install AWS. The AWS documentation can tell you how to do that. So how do we connect to the AWS bucket? Well, in that same link where we found where the credentials are stored, if you scroll down, it tells you how you can configure your access key ID and your secret access key ID. Remember, in this PDF file, we have both listed, the key ID and the access key ID, or the secret access key ID. So what we can do is AWS configure, and it's still configured when I solved this challenge last, but that's fine. We're gonna copy our ID, and then we're gonna copy the secret access key, and then you can just leave those blank. Now we should have access to it. So if we just do a AWS S3 ls, we'll be able to see what's inside that bucket, which is professor notes, or professor's notes. So how do we extract that out? Well, if we do AWS S3 ls and then the S3 bucket, this is at the base of the bucket, so you can do professor's notes, and then as you can see, there's a file here. So now we have the file we want, so we can do professor's notes /certificate.pdf, and we can actually copy that to our current directory. And that's how you're going to extract the file out. Now all we need to do is actually open it. And there's your flag. Latex can be scary. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comment section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.